Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another Lego video. Now it's been a while since I posted about buying this Technic LEGO McLaren Senna, and as it stands a couple of months on, I've still not built it yet. So I thought it was about time I actually got it built and did a build video and a review video. You'll probably remember from that video, if you did see it as well, some of the Lego bargains I got, the Speed Champions Koenigsegg, and also the Speed Champions Chevrolet set with the Corvette and the racing Chevrolet Corvette as well. Another one I've just recently got myself is this Friends Central Perk as well. Another Lego bargain. I always look out for the bargains. For anybody who missed it, this Senna, normal price on it is around about £45. Some shops I've seen it reduced to 36. I bought it for only 30, so £30 because it was being sold at Asda, which for anybody who's not in the UK, Asda is like Walmart. I do think that Walmart actually own Asda. So it's a food shop, but they sell clothes and electricals and all sorts of other things, including toys and including Lego. So it was only £30. Absolute bargain, and them two are bargains as well. So anyway, I'll not waste any more time, so I shall unbox the contents and we shall take a look. See you soon. Okay guys, I've unboxed the contents and this is what we have. So we have these bags labelled number 1, a couple of bags labelled number 2, a couple of bags labelled number 3, and then a separate bag that's got the tyres in and a couple of other pieces in. So bag 1, got another sort of poly bag with inside at least one, possibly another. Bag 2 there, same again I think. Yeah, it's got another little bag inside with the little clips and pins. And then bag number 3, we've got like the wheels and what have you, and another bag inside with more pins and clips. An instruction manual. I've just held the page open with a sticker sheet. Yes, if you don't like stickers, then this set is probably not the set for you, because there are a lot of stickers. As you can see, they are labelled up to 29 or above. No, 35 actually, 40, 42, 43, 46. Oh yes, there are a lot of stickers, looking at the numbers on there. A lot of stickers. So yeah, this is going to be a fun build for the sticker fans. This first, well, it's page 4 of the instruction manual, shows you that the bags, which are labelled number 1, takes you to this point. Number 2 then takes you to that point where you've got part of the rear body, and then bag 3 takes you right through to the completed vehicle. So I shall start the build, and any interesting little features that I find along the way I shall include in this video. I noticed one of the things straight away, which you see actually on the box before you even start building the car, is the fact that the engine, because it's a smaller scale model, the engine is one of these where instead of proper pistons and proper conrods that you'd find in the larger Technic models, it actually builds the engine like so. So the pistons are actually just little rods with the little yellow circular pieces attached, which then go up and down to replicate, you know, to kind of simulate an engine. Not like in the larger Technic models where there's an actual piston and an actual conrod and a proper crankshaft. There's nothing like that. They just get pushed up and down by kind of like a camshaft. It's more like a camshaft operating valves rather than a crankshaft pushing conrods and pushing pistons within a cylinder. As you can see, they don't actually go within a cylinder, they just go up and down in the holes of that module, that section there with the holes in. In fact, I'll show you on the back of the box there is actually a representation of the engine, which is there to give you an idea of how it works. I'll show you it actually working in the flesh later on. In fact, I realise I've not shown you the box. So there's the box. It shows you how the doors open on the car. Shows you the model when it's fully built. It shows you the dimensions there, 32 centimetres, 12 inches long. One thing I've noticed actually on the front of the box, it doesn't actually show you the Hand of God steering wheel. There is actually a little Hand of God control there for the steering, which is on the roof in front of what is the roof scoop, and you see it there on that picture as well. But on the main box artwork on the front, that is missing. You see, it's not there. Just one little thing I noticed. So let's not waste any more time, and I'll get on and start building this thing. See you shortly. Okay guys, so I've got the bags which are labelled number 1 all opened up, so you can see the contents that you've got. Lots of nice, lovely, fresh pieces, all ripe to build. So let's get on and build this thing. Alright guys, I've just got to this little stage where I've built what is the start of the engine. This is obviously like the crankshaft, and those bits which go around will push the pistons up and down. Now because they're pushing the pistons up and down, in terms of realism, it's actually more like cams pushing up and down valves rather than the pistons being attached by conrods, which is, I mentioned it earlier in the video. So I just wanted to show you that. I'll show you again once the pistons are actually in, and I'll show you how it works. But it's a good way for them to give you a rough representation of an engine. Obviously if you're learning engineering, it's not really ideal, because as I say, it's not really realistic. You're better off with a larger Technic model that's got the proper pistons, proper cylinders, proper conrods, and you know, a lot more accurate. But it gives you an idea of an engine, so it's a clever little way of doing it in such a small scale, I suppose. Also, I've noticed these pieces. I don't think I have seen these in any of my existing models. I don't think my phone is going to focus in on it very well, but yeah, these like kind of angled pieces. I'll show you one without anything attached to it. I've not seen these before, so there you go. If I find anything else that I've not seen before, I shall include it in the video. So on with the build. Right guys, I've just got to this little stage where the little V8 engine is now complete. We've also got the rear diff. You'll notice that the rear diff is only operated from one wheel, which I've actually seen on some other of these smaller scale models. The larger scale models have a proper differential, whereas in these they don't have a proper diff. It's just literally a gear like that, so the wheel on one side of the car doesn't actually drive the engine at all. So here we go. So this is, you know, representing the V8 engine. So as you can see, the pistons going up and down in order. I don't know if it represents the true firing order in any way, shape or form. Probably not, but as a way of kind of representing the pistons in an engine, I think it's quite a clever little idea. But as you can see, rather than like a real engine, the pistons or connecting rods are not actually connected, so it's actually more like a camshaft operating valves. But it's quite a clever little mechanism, and it's, you know, for younger kids, they'll think that it's cool how you push the car along and obviously the engine operates. For us adults who know a little bit more about how an engine works, it's probably a little bit disappointing that it's not actually how an engine works, because as I say, it's more like valves rather than actual pistons and conrods. But as a representation of an engine, I think it's pretty cool. So let's carry on building. Just got to the first bit with stickers. So we're up to stage 44 of the instruction manual, and we've got this little section and the stickers 37, 38 and 39, which is the GTR badge, which, looking at the box, is that lower splitter there on the front, and there they are. 37, 38, 39, the GTR badge, so the first of many stickers. Let's carry on building. Okay guys, so I'm just at section 58, 59, so this is the part where we're just starting to see the mechanism for the Hand of God steering. So we've got the little gearbox there, just the two angled gears that will obviously come down from the roof, and then that'll go towards the front of the car to do the steering. So I just wanted to show you that. And one thing that I'd actually not even realised while I was doing it is that at this stage we've got these two completely separate sections of chassis. So we've built this section with the engine and what represents the rear diff, and we've built this separate section here, and at some point these two bits will come together. So I'm just moving on to section 70 and carry on the build. See you in a bit. Right, just on section 62, and there's these two little bits which are like so. I wondered what these bits were going to be, and they are actually, looking at it, representing the seats. And that's when they're attached to the car. You can also see a little bit more of the drive rod, which will go to the steering for the Hand of God steering. So there we go, let's carry on. Right, we're now on stage 36. No, we're not, stage 66. And we've just got to the point where we've got the steering. So obviously that will connect to that, and that's how you'll have your steering from the roof, the Hand of God. So I just wanted to show you that just very quickly, the proper little steering rack section. Not a huge amount of turn lock to lock looking at it, but be interested to see what it's like when it's built, so let's carry on. Okay, so here we go, we've got operational steering. There we go. Obviously when it's done you'll have the wheel up on the top so you can drive the car using the wheel on the roof, but I just wanted to very quickly show you that, so let's carry on the build. Right, just on section 72, and this is the point at which the two sections of the chassis come together as one piece. So you can see there just how mid-engined the engine is. Look how far the back of the car is and how far the front of the car is, and the engine is there right in the middle. As you can see, chassis is really quite flexy and bendy at the moment because it's not very sturdily put together, but that will come in time. Not many pieces left now, so I'm nearly at the end of this first section, so let's carry on. Right guys, just got to the end of section 87, and this is where we are. We're actually at the end of bags which are labelled number 1, and over the page, coming on to page 50, is where we start on section 2. Got some little bits left over, a few little spares, and this is the chassis as it stands at the moment. Now I had to actually check the instructions to make sure I'd built it right, because one thing that doesn't seem natural is the fact that you've got the straight line of the chassis, but then the rear end of the chassis is actually angled downwards, and it just looks a very odd, very peculiar build. And you'll actually see that the engine itself sits at an angle, but I've double checked the instructions and it is correct. So you actually see it's pivoted there, and the whole rear end of the chassis sits lower there than it does there, and the engine is actually sat at an angle. So where I've always been used to building things where the chassis is perfectly flat and level, it's actually not. So the distance from there to there is shorter than it is from there to there, giving you that angle. So as you can see from a straight on view, you can see the back end of the chassis angles down and the engine sits at an angle. Very odd, but there you go, that's the way that it is. I'm going to actually leave it there for now. I will be coming back to this. It'll only be a few seconds for you because I'll edit these videos together, but for me it might be a day or two, so I'll see you as we continue on to section 2. Guys, we're now getting on to the section where I'm about to open the bags which are labelled number 2. I did say there would probably going to be a break between where I left off and where I am now, and yeah, it's actually about a week later. For you it's only a matter of a split second or two, but for me it's actually a week later. I've had a lot going on in between, so I'm now just continuing building the car. So let's open bags number 2 and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so I've opened the bags and this is what we have got. There's actually 4 bags. There's a larger bag, an intermediate size bag, and within the large bag was another 2 smaller bags which came with all these little pins and axles and various other bits. So here we go, these are all the bits which form this section. So this is what the car should look like by the time we get to the end of this. So let's crack on and get building. Finished section number 99 on the instruction manual, and it's this little bit where I've been building the rear end of the car and the rear diffuser. So I just wanted to show you that, and so you can see what this looks like. I think it looks pretty decent. So you've got like the rear diffuser section there, and the rear lights. Got another sticker on the back there that says McLaren on it, and I'm just going to be moving on to this section where there's yet more stickers. Got to love the stickers. Alright, let's carry on building. Okay, so I'm now just on section 103, and this piece is required, and I'm sure you guys who build Lego Technic a lot more than I do have probably seen this piece before, but to me this is a piece that is new to me. I've never ever seen this before. It's like a flap with cross axle connections on the side, and then one in the middle as well. I've never actually seen one of these pieces before in any other Lego set that I've built, so to me it's new. You guys have probably seen it before, as I say, so but anyway, it's new to me. So let's carry on building. Hi guys, so I'm just on section 120, and there's another one of this piece that I've never seen before, this time in blue. It's probably a little bit easier to see on the camera in blue, so you can see the design of it. Again, you guys who have built a lot more modern Technic sets than me have probably seen this piece a million times in different sets. I'm really not sure, but as I said, for me it's the first time I've seen it. So I'm just building this section, which is going to become part of the side panelling of the car, and as you can see it's made out of all these various plate sections, and then all this complicated little combination of bits. A very different building to traditional Lego, but there we go. So let's carry on. Right guys, I've now just completed section 147, which is building the rear spoiler for the McLaren, and here it is. Look at that. What a piece that is. It's massive. Of course the spoiler on the McLaren is massive anyway, and obviously it was bound to be. So this then clicks onto the back of here, which I shall get attached, and it'll end up looking like that. There's only a few more little bits to go, and then I'll be on to bag 3. Just got these few bits left over, so let's carry on building. Guys, I've got to this stage now. I've just completed section 158, and I'm just about to move on to the third section of bags. So the bag's labelled number 3, plus the extra bag that's not labelled that has the tyres in and these extra flexi pieces. From the section number 2 there was just one spare piece, just that one little square 1x1 flat, and this is how it's looking so far, and it is wow. It is absolutely awesome. I'm loving it. One thing I will say is that the colour of blue doesn't look quite right on the camera. On the camera it looks more of a a definite blue, but in reality, by comparison, it's actually a little bit more turquoise. It's a little bit more turquoise than the camera is actually showing it. So yeah, the colour's not quite right, but yeah, it looks great so far. I love the spoiler. The spoiler looks fantastic. The only downside is the number of stickers. I mean, these stickers here on the side are quite large. Just getting them lined up, and there's the stickers on there, stickers there, stickers under the back, these ones on the side. There's stickers absolutely everywhere, and just looking at the sticker sheet, you can see the ones that I've used so far, and look how many there still are. There's still loads left. Still loads left. So yeah, there we go. So I'm now going to open these bags, so in a sec I shall show you what is in these bags. So see you in a sec. Okay guys, so here are the contents of the bags labelled number 3, plus the extra bag that's got the wheels and tyres in. Now one thing you'll notice straight away with the wheels and tyres is that they are what they call staggered. So the front wheels are narrower than the rear wheels. The wheels used are the general common LEGO wheels which you find on loads of the various Creator series, like the VW Camper and the Mini and what have you. And obviously the front ones are same design, but just narrower and in black. And there's the tyres, and then you've got all the various bits here, including finally a couple of printed pieces rather than stickers. So this bit is going to be one of these front fenders, front wings, front arches, whatever you call them in your country. So yeah, so there's 2 of them, one for the right hand side, one for the left hand side. So it's nice that they are printed rather than relying on stickers. I'm guessing they've done them printed because of the curvature of the piece. It would be a bit difficult to put a sticker on and get it to sit level and flat and even. So it's a good idea that they did them ones printed. I wish that there were more printed pieces in the set, because as I said, there is a lot of stickers, all of them still left to do, as I've already showed you. So anyway, let's not waste any more time, get on and build section 3. A little bit of a progress report. So I've just now finished step number 196, and I've just put on this front section onto the car, and it is looking brilliant. Lots of stickers again. Got them stickers there with the hexagonal bits on, and that side with the numbers, the British flag, the emergency cut-off sticker there as well, and the headlights there you can just see in the bit of the front end. So that's just all gone together as one piece, which all slots on and clicks on with them 2 little pins. So yeah, as you can see so far, it is looking awesome. So I'm just going to progress now onto the next section. There's not many bits left, so yeah, we're getting there guys. So let's carry on building. Right, I'm just at this section in the build where we're just putting in this windscreen section. I'll just go back to the previous page. It just shows you how the bits go together. Now one thing I've noticed is that you clip them down onto these 2 little clips, but the problem is these 2 little particular clips here are quite difficult to hold. So you see here I'm trying to connect that to that, but it's actually a little bit tricky to do. See how it just like wibbles and wobbles about? Can't really see very well with the light. Let me just try and turn it around a bit. So you're trying to put that hole onto that stud, but the stud piece moves around all over the place, and it's a little bit tricky. So I think what LEGO should have done is earlier in the build, when you put these front wings on, these front fenders, you push these around like this and clip them in. It makes it a little bit easier to then unclip these in order to attach this lower piece of windscreen. It just makes it so much easier to do. I mean, obviously I'm doing this one-handed at the moment just to try and show you, but if you just unclip that wing again and swing it round out of the way, it makes it a lot easier to attach this lower windscreen piece onto this little clip. So like now I can actually hold it a lot easier. I mean, I'm doing this one-handed while I'm holding my phone. There you go, and I've managed to do it. But with these fenders in the way, it just makes it a lot more difficult. So I think LEGO probably should have altered the order in which you do things a little bit, and maybe leave these bits until this stage once the windscreen is in position, because it makes it so much easier, because then these bits could now be the next stage to then push in and clip together, and it just make it easier. Just my little opinion, but yeah, we're getting close, guys, so let's carry on. Look, guys, it's done. It's finished. Fully done. Wow, and it looks brilliant. So here we go, the completed model. So yeah, what can I say? I think it looks fantastic. I think it looks really good. The second to last section is actually putting the wheels and tyres on. The very last piece is doing the little hand of God bit on the roof, which obviously does your steering. The one good thing with that is as well is it's very easy just to pull it back out. So if you didn't want it on to display the model, so if you wanted to put the model on display on a shelf or something, you don't have to have that on. And then if you want to use it, you can just very easily push it back in and use it like so. I think that's actually a really good little design. I don't know if that was done on purpose by LEGO, but if they did, if it was done on purpose, then that's actually quite good, because I did mention earlier in the video how the box art doesn't actually show the car with the hand of God steering on the top, on the front of the box anyway, but it does on the back of the box. So I did wonder how that would work. So let's have a little in-depth look at the features. Okay, so let's look at the features then. So I've already mentioned the steering. I've already showed you earlier the engine. Now that the tyres are on, you can see as you push the car, you see how the pistons go up and down? I think that's nice. You've also got the doors, which are like the scissor doors. They like come up, they're hinged at the front, so they come up like so. I think they look pretty cool. You've got the overall looks and style of the car. I think they've done a really good job to use Lego pieces and recreate the shape of the Senna as best as they possibly can. I mean, obviously when you're limiting yourself to Lego pieces, it's never going to be 100% accurate to the real vehicle, but the way they've managed to create it using standard Lego elements is fantastic. I think it just looks really good, really good. It displays really nicely, and it drives nice as well. It's got a decent turning circle. You can, in terms of like play factor, if I was younger and I was, getting this as a child, I'd be driving around on the floor, pushing this around for hours, having loads of fun with it. Just show you, there's a few little spare bits. These are the spare bits which are left over. A couple of little 1x1 black and grey, and there's a 1x1 flat, 1x1 glass element, and a little cheese wedge glass element, the little circular grey bit, and then one of the little like beige coloured pins. So they're the spare bits that I've got left over from the set. But there you go. What I'm now going to do is I'm just going to grab one or two of my other models to do a size comparison. Before I go, guys, I realise I've not actually showed you the artwork in the Lego brochure, not the brochure, the instruction manual for the McLaren Senna. So here we go. I just wanted to show you this page in particular where it shows you the Lego version there next to a photo of the real car, and you can see how accurate the Lego model is. Obviously, like I mentioned when I was building it, there's only so much you can do with the Lego to get it as close as you can to the real car, but I think they've done a pretty awesome job, to be fair. But you also turn over this page and there's a full width well, double spread picture of the real car as well, which just looks absolutely awesome. And then over in this back page, there's that page there which shows you some of the features of the car, shows the doors, the engine, the steering. Right guys, time for a bit of a size comparison of the McLaren Senna, because if you don't know actually how big the set is by comparison to other models, you'll not really know how it compares. So here we go. So this is the one that you've just been watching me building, and I've got it here next to the Creator Mustang, then Dom's Charger, then the Technic rally car, and right at the end the Ecto 1. So as you can see, this gives you a good idea of what kind of size the model is, the McLaren Senna. The nearest one of these size wise is the Mustang, but the Mustang is actually bigger, it's wider and longer. So yeah, I just wanted to do this little size comparison just to give you an idea of what kind of size the model is. I just drive it down this end, put it next to the Ecto 1, so you can see next to the Ecto 1 it's a lot smaller than the Ecto 1, but obviously the Ecto 1 is a massive model. You put it next to any of these other Technic ones as a size comparison, and again you can see huge difference. That rally car is actually one I've not shown you on the channel before. It's one that I got a couple of years ago, and a lot of you guys who are familiar with LEGO will know the existence of that particular model. It's one of my favourites out of every LEGO set I've got. It's by far one of my favourite sets. It's not got a huge amount of features. You know, it's got a basic V6 engine, and it has got suspension front and rear, and steering, a cool lift up rear end to access the engine, and the doors open, etc. If any of you guys would like me to do a video on that, then please let me know. I am going to do a lot more LEGO videos as time goes on. And obviously I've got Dom's Charger there as well. The Ecto 1 and the Mustang you'll be very familiar with, especially if you've watched my videos on the channel previously. So there you go. Overall, I think it's a fantastic looking model. Definitely highly recommend anybody buys it. And as I've said previously as well, I got a real bargain when I bought this. It only cost me £30 by buying it from Asda, which again, if you're from America, I think Asda's owned by Walmart. So Asda's that kind of shop. It does food, it does clothes, it does electricals, it does toys, you know, it does a bit of everything. And some Asda stores are just food, others are bigger that sell a lot more products. And that's where I got it, £30, dirt cheap. Normal price in the LEGO store is about 45, so it's a big discount. So it's just a case of shopping around and trying to find those bargains. So there we go guys. So thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more LEGO content, please mention in the comments below that you would like to see more LEGO content. I do try and keep it car related, since how most of the channel is car related, but I have recently bought myself this LEGO Friends set. It's a set that's been around a few years now, but I finally got around to buying it. I've also got these other ones which I'm going to be building at some point soon. Speed Champions Koenigsegg and the Corvette Stingray set as well, so I'll be doing separate videos on them. So there you go guys, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.